It's good to see you or anybody else.
That's right. Listen,
I'm glad to meet your acquaintance, though.
listen. I have been looking forward to chatting with you for so long. I'm such a fan of your music, your performances, your songwriting. Not only with Swamp Dogg, but all the way back to Little Jerry Williams. So we're gonna get into some shit today, Jerry. I hope you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And listen, don't hold back. You're allowed to curse on this show. You can say any damn thing you want to say. All right.
You're going to lead me to a life of degradation. Huh? Of this.
Um, listen, I want to talk to you about the most recent record that came out just a year ago. And what a year it's been. I wish that you could have gone on tour with this record, because this is like one of your best records in forever. And you've made so many incredible records, but Sorry You Couldn't Make It is like the country record we always wanted Swamp Dogg to make.
Right.
How did this shit come together, making this country record?
I was going to do a duet record with John Prine.
Mm-hmm.
John and I had already decided to go to his house in Ireland.
Okay.
And stay there about a week and just write songs, and then come back, and we were gonna get a few special guests and so forth. But it didn't turn out quite that way. But it was just something, it mainly was something that I've been wanting to do for years, because I know I sing country.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted people to hear it. It just, because that actually is my first love when it comes to music, because it's R&B, it's blues, it's country. I mean, it's all in there together.
Sure.
Where like I couldn't put on say a Jerry Butler record, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden come in the middle with a banjo, but you can turn it around like that and make it work. Come in with the banjo and you kicking ass. Yeah. So yeah.
Did you grow up listening to like country music on the radio or the Grand Ole
Yeah.
Opry or that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I listened to the Grand Ole Opry, but I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and the radio station, the main station down there, WLOW at that time, was played country music from 6 in the morning to 12 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Then from 12 to 6, they played blues,
Mm-hmm.
black music, whatever you want to call it. And but still, people was up to hear it, and it helped record sales a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As far as getting involved, I've always, even my first talent show, which when I was about 5 years old
Mm-hmm.
in school, was I sung "Peace in the Valley" by uh, Ray, not Ray Pierce.
Ray Price, maybe?
Yeah, that's close enough, but that ain't it. Um, Peace in the Valley. I won second prize
Mm-hmm.
because the other little boy in front of me, he sang the blues, and he sang the shit out of it. And um, I heard, you used to walk in the record shops And they used to have the speaker on the outside, and then they had the speaker on the inside. And therefore uh you heard everything that was going on. And I, although it was a lot of Jim Crow,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us didn't understand it. We didn't know that's what it was. There were things that uh, were were Jim Crow that you know, we didn't pay no attention to. That somebody told us, like when we got ready to take a drink of water out of a particular fountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's no, that's for white. So, oh, cool. Uh, I, I went right to the color.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but wait a minute. Am I missing my point?
Well, we're talking about country music and
Yeah, yeah.
there's a
And
lot of yeah.
I listen to country music. Gene Vincent,
Mm-hmm.
he's from my hometown,
Oh wow.
and his manager was Sheriff Tex Davis, who also was the biggest country jock down that way.
You're talking about Gene Vincent's manager, the sheriff. Was he actually the sheriff of the town? Was he a sheriff?
No, the
That
hell
was
no.
just
We had no sheriff. It's called itself Sheriff Tex Davis, like I call myself Swamp Dog, but I'm not a dog
right.
completely.
So you grow up listening to the country music and enjoying country music just as much as, you know, we use these words country, soul, rhythm and blues, rock and roll, like, but you know, these are radio formats, but the music is like they all feed off of each other, you know.
Right, right.
And you know, Ray Charles is doing country songs, and country artists are covering soul and rhythm and blues songs, you know.
Hmm.
That's why I love your music, because you know it defies categorization. Damn,
Yeah,
that's a tough word to say.
yeah. That has been one of my holdbacks. I know, and that's why I've continued to write songs, um, hire people to push my publishing,
Yeah.
and still cut a lot of rappers
Mm-hmm.
because um, there's no guarantee. Well, no guarantee on none of that shit, but there was no guarantee of what I was going to be able to do in in the countryside. You know, if you was black, you just couldn't be country. Uh,
Yeah.
now, what's his name? He just died. Charlie
Charlie
Pride.
Pride. Charlie Pride. Right.
Yeah. Now he made it because Buck Owens was the man.
Mm-hmm.
And if Buck Owens came out and told uh, auditorium full of white people, said, "You gonna love him. I want you to love him. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Here he is," and they loved him.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, he had number ones after number ones. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so but he needed help,
Yeah.
but he got it. But it was it, not a lot of artists or record producers who want to get involved in that kind of shit, as
Yeah.
far as, you know, trying to push somebody in a direction in which nobody really wants them in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that plus that hurts the artist too, because you know that you're not wanted. Um, I'm glad to see what's his name from South Carolina. Uh,
Darius Rucker.
yeah, yeah,
Hootie.
yeah,
Hootie.
yeah. Hootie and the Blowfish. He Now, his he's not pretending.
Mm-hmm.
He's country. He's country. And I like that. I've seen a couple of country acts that weren't country acts,
Mm-hmm.
and they faded off the scene real quick, you know. And but how you gonna walk away from Charlie Pride? How you gonna walk
Right.
away from Darius Rucker? Yeah. Um,
Now, Jerry, you wrote one of the great, you co-wrote one of the great country songs of the 1970s, "She's All I Got," with your good pal Gary U.S. Bonds. And
right.
can you tell the people at home, first of all, how did the tune get to Johnny Paycheck? Like, what was the trajectory from writing it and getting it to Johnny Paycheck?
Okay. I had a record distribution deal for my Mankind label,
Mm-hmm.
and it was distributed by Nashborough.
Okay.
And I was, after we did the deal, I they asked me if I would mind recording uh, Freddie North.
Okay. Fred North.
Freddie, Freddie North was an executive there, and he was the man. And I'm gonna tell you, in those days, the minute a black walked into a company, the next black starts making all kind of plans to foul him up.
Mm.
He's not bringing shit in, but he ain't gonna let you do it either.
Mm.
See?
Mm.
So um, I recorded Freddie. The record went top 5,
Mm-hmm.
but Billy Sherrill got a hold of it.
Right. That's the Nashville producer.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Billy Sherrill. I mean, he produced everything, everybody. He must have produced, without exaggeration, he must have did my song at least 25 times
Yeah.
on 25 artists. He was great. He was great. And a lot of other people, including the United States Navy Band, everybody, yeah, they cut it. And it's, it's, that's what has kept me on my feet. That's the other thing I like about country music. If you get you a hit record,
Mm-hmm.
say like Little Jimmy Dickens,
Uh-huh.
I saw Mama Kissing Santa Claus.
Okay.
Hey,
Every damn year.
and they love him.
Yeah.
They love him. They give him total respect. They don't push him around.
Yeah.
And I guess he gets to play other places also during the year.
Mm-hmm.
But he has, once they make you, you stay that way,
Sure.
you know. And they made Little Jimmy Dickens and Dickens. Yeah, I'm thinking about the old mayor of
Mayor of New York.
Chicago,
Shit.
New York, was
Yeah.
Dinkins. So anyway, they might make little Jimmy. We should run him for mayor or some shit.
Yeah, yeah. He's dead, but we could still run him for mayor. Yeah.
Is he dead?
He died, but he was like 96 or some shit when he died.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
4 or 5 years ago. Not
Oh,
too long. He lived a good life, Jerry. He
yeah,
lived a good life. He had a lot of hits.
yeah. He's I'll be damned. That fucks my day up.
I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of tough news, but yeah, but he was doing that Grand Ole Opry till he was 90 fucking
I
something or
know it.
other.
I
They
know
were
it.
like holding him up there.
That's right. And they wouldn't let him fall. And you got to think about, there were the people who became his fans when he first got big. They were still hanging around and they were still his fans. They were his age and
Yeah.
everything. So, um,
In other words, like if you're in Nashville.
mm-hmm.
But you know, in a way, if you were black, it seems like you just couldn't get in. And
Right. But see now, Darius, I mean, what the fuck did he have? Like 4 million albums under his belt as
yeah,
Hootie?
yeah,
And he made sure he sung them all. So, hey, that's, so hey, we're going to have to take a chance on this guy.
yeah.
But in the meantime, um, let me see, Darius.
There's not too many. I'm sorry to say. Even
No, there's not. There's not. Um, oh, they were going to sign me at Mercury Records as a country artist
when was that?
around 73, 74.
And what happened there?
Well, I saw it as another chance to get in the country
Mm-hmm.
due to the fact that, like little Jimmy Dickens, my song was respected everywhere.
Sure.
Oh, you, Jerry Williams, come on in. So I got a lot of appointments, and uh, Singleton, can't think of his first name.
Oh, Shelby Singleton.
Yeah, Shelby, he wanted to put it out.
Okay.
But he took so long. Um, I went over to Mercury.
Okay.
Steve Popovich, he was running the show. And he and I had been friends since 1960
Mm.
when I had my first 45. And
You talking about the HTD blues?
no, because
That was when you were way little.
yeah, but it there was only like about 25 copies that I'd ever made. But no, I'm talking. Oh, what did I take him?
Was it I'm Your Lover Man or one of those?
No, I'm the Lover Man did pretty good until everybody found out I was black again. They, I would go play jobs, and when I got there, and they had me, I was in places like Mount Pelier, Vermont, and all that kind of shit, where nobody ever even seen a black.
Yeah.
And they said, I every time I go play, the people would be dancing and shit, and the little girls, which were all white, wanted autographs. And the minute I walked in, I knew I was in trouble, but I just did what the promoter told me.
Sure.
And so I went on and did one show of two. And he came over to me. He said, "Man, this ain't gonna work." I said, "What ain't gonna work?" He said, "Man, this crowd, they love you, but this ain't gonna work." So he paid me for both shows, took me back out to the airport, flew my ass back into New York. I had several shows like that. Because what happened, I wrote the song first for Frankie Valli. I didn't write it for me.
Okay.
I didn't write it to be an R&B song, which it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of I'm the Lover Man.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Um, but when they came out the studio, they didn't have time to do it. That's what they said, and that's what I repeat. So with them not having time to do it, the song just went on. But one of the other producers, Frank Slay, he thought it was a great song.
Mm-hmm.
So he had me come in New York and record it, and it became a hit, you know. But as the word spread, say, hey man, that guy is not white.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't told nobody I was white, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They just stations like ABC and shit were just nailing it, you know. If you could get on that station for a week, you'd had yourself a hit anyway, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, but that what was your question? Wait,
Well,
I don't.
I was asking, we started talking about She's All I Got.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm trying to get to, Jerry, and it's a story that people need to hear, is what happened with the song being nominated, okay, for the song of the year in Nashville at the Country Music Awards. And you
Yeah.
and Gary, uh not you got passed over not only for the award, which you should have won, but to attend the ceremony. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell happened there?
You know, um, when they gave us the award the night of the dinner, um, I kissed Frances Preston on the cheek. And she's more likely still home trying to get it off, you know. But um, they want everybody want to know, how come you guys didn't come to the dinner? Shit, nobody told us about no dinner.
You're hanging around with these folks at this thing,
Yeah.
and when do they say, where were you at the dinner? And you say, I
What
didn't know.
dinner?
Yeah.
Nobody told me about no dinner. I got a nice letter, which I got pasted up in my scrapbook,
Mm-hmm.
that's apologizing for not inviting me, but apologizing for me for not being on it enough to know what was going on and get there.
Hmm.
So, but that didn't bother me. Um, Shit like that still don't bother me.
Is
Um,
that the letter that said the words "sorry you couldn't make it"?
yeah,
And so it's really, Jerry, that's like not an apology. It's a non-apology.
yeah, yeah,
And so
and
here you are 50 years later or so, back in Nashville, making this record with that phrase, "sorry you couldn't make it."
mhm.
Okay. Making that country, that Swamp Dogg country record that should have been 50 years ago, 40 years ago.
but but then back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that '96, um, Tracy Bird went platinum with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was back out again, you know, and but I don't think it was nominated for Grammy or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
or was it? No, it was just Writers Award.
Okay.
Writers Award. Yeah, that's when I kissed Frances Preston on the cheek. Is she still alive?
I don't know. And I'd hate to tell you somebody else died on this interview. That would really bum me out if I had to keep telling
Why?
people that died, you know.
Yeah, well, they be doing it. Uh,
Died? He died? He's dead? Dead. She's dead. Sorry.
who?
Frances Preston. I just found out she's dead.
Who you got over there behind the piano?
I've got a guy behind the piano. He's my dead checker.
Oh, I thought you had her back there.
Yeah. You dead back there, Francis?
So
Shit. But you finally get your record. You finally back in Nashville making this record, and this is one of your great records, Jerry. I mean, I hate that it took 50 years to make, to get back there and be accepted.
yeah.
But sorry you couldn't make it. This shit is a soul record,
Yeah.
These songs are just like one great song after another. Well, how did you get hooked up with Justin Vernon from Bon Iver? Like, how did that happen?
I meet all these people who go, "You Swamp Dogg? Oh man, I got you this, I got you that." Yeah, man. Wow. That's how I get discovered. And Justin invited me out to his place.
Mm-hmm.
In it's Minnesota, Wisconsin. I know it's cold, a motherfucker there.
Sure.
Well, anyway, we were just gonna have plenty barbecue eats and listening to music and making music. He's expanding his place, which was already looked like about 7,000 square feet.
Whoa.
But he's making it bigger. And I had heard him play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd heard him play piano.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him to please be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no problem. As a matter of fact, he previewed me at the auditorium. I keep wanting to say Larman. What's the name of the Grand Ole Opry House?
The Ryman?
Ryman, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was there for 2 nights, and I was there for 2 nights. And he let me open up for him.
Fantastic.
And paid me like I was somebody,
Because you are?
Well, anyway, that's how I got with him. And I wanted to get him some songs. I like the guy. It's something about him that is real. I mean, very fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick up on it. You wouldn't realize that, he owns 50% of the town, and that he's that he has it stashed away the way he does,
Because he's down to earth in a way.
Yeah, very down to earth.
And I had no idea he could do like chicken picking shit like he did on the Family Pain song.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys really got into some swampy music there. I had no idea he had that in him.
Yeah. But, you fuck around and get a hit record singing Japanese, you just well keep on singing Japanese, I mean, so then nobody come to hear you, sing Italian or R&B, you know.
That's right. And people get pigeonholed. People get pigeonholed in one style of music, just like you know, you're doing trailblazing work in R&B, funk, soul, country, hip hop, rap.
Yeah,
Like it's not just one thing. It's all Swamp Dogg. Um, I'm so thankful you got to make this country record.
yeah.
Um, what was it like, you know, working with John Prine, your old buddy, after all this time on what would end up being his last release?
Uh, John has always been a very nice person, laid back, uh, with a hey, let it ride attitude, you know. And he's he wrote Sam Stone,
Right.
and I got credit for it all over the world. Now, the only time I didn't get credit for it is when people would walk up to me and say, "You wrote Sam Stone."
Mm,
No, I didn't. I wish I did. John Prine wrote it.
hmm.
But when they came up, and in other words, I didn't never try to change their mind.
Sure. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And I told John what I was doing. You know, just about every song I've ever recorded of anybody else's. It's a song I wish I had have written,
Mm,
like Mickey Newberry's.
mm.
She even woke me up to say
Yeah.
goodbye. You know, I
On
mean,
is that's on Rat On?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Morning's come, and Lord, yeah.
You also covered some Joe South songs on
I
Talk.
loved it. Joe South to me was the greatest.
Fantastic.
He he wrote he wrote short novels or something. It, whatever it was great. And I know I did. Don't throw your love to the wind. Hey, redneck. And my band at the beginning was afraid to play Hey, redneck with me.
Mm.
That's what you cocksuckers won't get paid. You know, I'll sing it by myself. But it worked, and people like it. And I ain't out there talking about kill all the white people, you know. I'm just, and I let people know that I didn't write the motherfucker. The white boy wrote it. I said, now, don't don't be getting down on me. Go get him first.
Were
You
you
know,
did you know Joe? Did you know Joe South at all?
no, I knew his his publisher, which was Lowry Music. His manager was named Bill some shit.
Yeah, Bill some shit from some
He
shit in Georgia. Yeah.
yeah, and he ran a company the way you're supposed to run it, and he kept Joe South songs coming to me. Every now and then, Joe South would write something, and he would send it straight to me. He said, "Hey, nobody has it." Blah blah blah. You
Mm.
know, and he what else I do?
You did These Are Not My People.
Yeah, these are not my people. Um, if if you listen to my albums, I'm trying to tell a story. I'm trying to tell stories.
Joe South, like you, his music is like, I don't know if it's country or soul or rock and roll, but the shit is good. You know, like
Right,
it sounds like him. Like your music sounds like you.
right.
And the problem, though, as you know, Jerry, is when you're a trailblazer and when you're an original like
Uh-huh.
you don't make the money or get the credit that you should.
Uh-uh. You
I mean,
don't.
you know that times 60 years.
Right.
But part of this interview, I hope you realize this, Jerry, part of this interview is, for me to communicate to you how appreciated you are, because I understand that an artist like you never really gets the adulation and the credits that they should
Mm-mm.
get. But
No.
you have to understand that you have influenced and entertained so many people. It's so many different genres of music. People like me that just absolutely adore your records, 50 years of records.
Right. Right. I I very seldom play my stuff for people.
Mm-hmm.
I got a wordless a jukebox in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got 100 different assorted 45s, which there's more, but I put on the ones that I like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And but I only play it maybe once every 2 years. I walk right by it just like it's not there.
And your songs are on the jukebox.
Yeah, that's all that's on the jukebox, my shit.
Mm.
Either I wrote it, produced it, sung it.
Can I
Yeah,
ask? Can I ask you, Jerry, about some of your older songs that are, some of my favorites?
yeah, all my songs are older songs.
Well, first of all, I'm in Philadelphia right now. That's where I live. Okay.
You from Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's where I'm from, and that's where I live.
I used to live there.
When did you live in Philly?
Shit, I lived in Philly from six, 60.
Like before Swamp Dogg era.
Oh yeah, when I cut, I'm the lover man.
Okay.
I was in 64. Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask you do you remember the song Philly Duck that you did?
Yeah, that was a piece of shit.
Oh man, I like that song.
Well, it was great then.
Okay.
I was looking for somebody who liked it. The Philly Duck. Um, uh, I had I recorded it right in Philadelphia, right up at Cameo Studio.
Cameo Parkway, right?
Yeah,
Cameo. Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have a second song that I approved of.
Mm-hmm.
I kept going through my bag, going through my bag. The main thing you would try to do is try to get anything out there before Chubby Checker,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like I had a top 10 record in Philadelphia only
Mm.
on what was it, WMCA?
I'm
What
not
was it?
sure.
The radio station.
Well, there's WDAS and
Oh,
WCAU.
that was black. Uh MCA, WMCA. Uh
And
uh
which song was that? Was it Philly Duck?
no, it was I'm the Lover Man.
I'm the Lover Man. Okay. That's a great
Oh,
song. That's a great
mhm.
song.
And what had happened, nobody was playing it. And Lord Fat Man, who was at WHAT,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he called me up and he said, "Man, what you want me to do with this record?" Which every time when a jock asks you that, that means how much money you want to invest in this motherfucker right
Yeah.
now. So I said, "Yeah, I want to get started on it." So we did what we were supposed to do, and he jumped on it. And um, W WMCA, they um, they taped it off of his show
Mm,
and played it. The record went all the way up. Went
mm.
all the way up.
Top 10 hit
Uh,
in Philadelphia right here.
yeah. And matter of fact, Jerry Blavitt
Mm-hmm.
had me come down
He's a
and
good friend. He's a good friend of mine, Jerry. He's still
tell
around.
tell him I said hello.
I will.
He was a good guy, and he had me to play at some, I don't know, it was a skating rink or
Yeah,
what.
for the kids. Yeah, one of his things. Yeah.
There was another record in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go through Philadelphia, you'll find a lot of people that's had hit records in Philadelphia,
Right.
but nowhere else.
Yeah, I'm one of them, by the way.
No, and what was yours?
Well, you wouldn't have heard of it because you're not in Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I did leave home sometime.
Listen, my songs are recent, like in the last 10 years,
Okay,
and they get played like a motherfucker in Philly.
okay,
And then we go other places and they never heard of me. So
okay. Like what?
I have a song called Shake It Little Tina.
Uh-huh.
You never heard of that. I
No.
got a song called Boozophilia. And I've got a song that I think you would like because it's your style. It's called The Fucking You Get for the Fucking You Got.
That sounds like Frank, uh, what's his name? What's his name? He's dead now.
Frank Zappa.
Yeah. That sound like a Frank Zappa, come on. He's actually one of my favorite artists.
Mm.
I'd like to hear that. Why don't you let me hear it?
I will. I'll send it to you.
I'm serious.
No, because listen, Jerry, I love all the Jerry Williams era shit. I love the Swamp Dogg shit. Like if you had stopped making music in 1970, you would still have a whole, collection of great songs, a whole
Yeah.
legacy. But then in around 1970, something happened with you and you just became like you flowered into this whole new artist, Swamp Dogg.
Mhm.
For the people watching, a lot of people been sending me questions to ask you, why did Swamp Dogg come about? Like you were having a career and then all of a sudden you made this hard left turn and became this alter ego Swamp Dogg. Why?
Mainly because I needed an alter ego. Somewhere I had gotten lost in my, I ain't gonna say personality, but I got lost to the point that I didn't really know who I was. I had a lot of things going.
Mm-hmm.
I had hit records, had good family,
Mm-hmm.
and had gotten over into, not far into it, but far enough into the $1 million mark.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was doing all these other blues records and so forth for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I got hung up not knowing who I was. I thought hit records would make my life different to the point that if I walked in that room you're in now,
Mm-hmm.
you would genuflect.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'm
know,
reflecting now.
But I'm going to show you how stupid it was. It
Mm-hmm.
was like I'd buy things like I went out in 73, bought a brand new Eldorado
Mm-hmm.
that night, drove it home, and told my wife to take me to the airport. So where you going? I said, I'm going back out to California. And I kept a place out here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't make sense. Why did I go buy this brand new fucking, and it was one of them gangster,
Mm-hmm.
and then leave town? I wasn't saying it. the car did not do for me what I thought the car was going to do for me.
Mm-hmm.
It did it on the showroom floor,
Yeah.
but once they rolled that motherfucker out into the street, it didn't mean shit to me.
So you needed a change. You felt like a change needed to happen, and you needed to change your name.
Yeah, I changed my name. And here again, I was listening to other people, not my wife, of course, but other people. Why you change your name to Swamp Dogg? Why you want to call yourself a Swamp Dogg? Why you? And my wife said, "Look, why don't you go on and patent it and copyright it?"
Smart.
I didn't do it.
Mm.
I said, ain't nobody else want to be called Dogg. Next thing I know, motherfuckers walking down the street. Hey,
Hey,
dog, what
dog.
it is? They, talking to each other. I mean, they, hey, man, it was, I don't know. Plus Swamp Dogg had um, had the fire that I needed to approach people, because I would very easily tell a record company exec to kiss my ass,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't. But Jerry Williams wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jerry Williams was still a little scaredy cat.
So the name gave you freedom, and it gave you, courage in a way that you didn't have
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Because you
And
come out with this fucking, total destruction of your mind. It was like a giant leap forward from the music you were making. It was like it's like you went to another planet and came back, and the music just, it's like, where the hell did that come from?
right.
Sitting on a cornflake, riding on a roller skate. You're in for some heavy, heavy shit when you hear that.
uh, but uh but there's a line in there that really doesn't mean much until the last couple of years.
Okay.
Uh they found out how to tax the grass. Now watch them get the law passed. Now I was saying that in the 60s.
You were goddamn right.
Yeah. I said, all you got to do is make sure that Uncle Sam can get a nice slice, and he would turn his back and let you do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all my albums, I always try to put a good time thing in there,
Mm-hmm.
a kind of a love song.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to just do you like, okay, he was my buddy, but um, what's his name? The poet, the revolution will not be televised.
Oh, Gil Scott Heron?
Yeah, yeah. See, Gil hit you and wouldn't let you up. You know, I didn't want to do that.
You mixed it up.
Yeah,
You'd have Wife Sitter, and then you'd have a love song.
yeah, exactly.
And then you'd have a country song.
Right.
And that's what I love about your records. They're never boring. It's like you don't know what the fuck's coming next.
I know it, but it's not the type of, I didn't make the type of records that you could put on and pour your woman a glass of wine, and y'all kick back in the dark. Um, my songs, my albums won't allow that. Some of the songs will allow it, but I don't continue long enough for it to really have any real impact on what you're there to do, which is be romantic.
Yeah, but then you come around with a song like "God Bless America" for what?
Yeah.
Okay, on the Rat On album. And
Yeah.
it's funny because you look at the cover of that record, and let's just be honest, Jerry, like you think it's a joke, okay? And in a way it is a joke, but then you come at us with God Bless America for What, which is such a deep, heavy, real song.
Right.
You mind if I take a second and read the first line of the song real quick?
No, please.
I want people to know about this song. Oh Lord, is this the land of the free? And can someone please explain this word called equality? It's the time for everyone to come to this country's aid and help repair the mess of this land that we've all made. Where'd that song come from? I feel like it was written 2 minutes ago.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. And I just had I guess I thought I could still speak up, but I found I couldn't, but I still did. But what it did, it killed me. I'll give an example. Now, they threw me off of Electra Records
Why?
because of that song, God Bless America for What?
Mm.
They threw me off. And if you ever look back during the 70s, they only had one black at a time.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay. So they got rid of this uh, the Harlem Street Choir to put Swamp Dogg in, you
And then
know.
they got rid of you to put somebody else.
But that's all right shit. It's their company, you know. That's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, if I want something else done, I just have to do it myself.
God Bless America for What is such a brave song.
Yeah.
It's a brave song. You paid the price for writing that song.
Oh yeah.
And you know, the thing is, like I said, when you're a trailblazer, you know, you take risks in your music, you take risks in your performances. You know, you pay the price so other people can come up behind you and make the money and have success. But it's been difficult for you to get the appreciation that you deserve. But part of the reason I wanted you on this show is so that we could have a lot of people, you know, see this, be interested in your catalog, so that when you get out on the road next year, I hope they're all going to come see you.
Yeah.
And you know, I
Yeah.
hope we get 10 more Swamp Dogg records. I really do.
Hey man, um, one of the songs that I do, Synthetic World,
Yeah, Synthetic World.
every time I go to Amsterdam,
Mm-hmm.
Rotterdam, any of those dams, that record comes on the chart like at number 10.
Sure.
I mean, in 1 week. Let's
Mhm.
say I'm gonna be there a week. Fucking record comes on the chart and stays like 3 weeks. The week before I get there, the week after I get there, and the week after I left. And people love it.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. And it's and I'm not a hell of a performer, but I do things on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I get people involved. Um,
You do. I've seen like and the songs are so goddamn good that if you just stood there and sang the songs, that would be enough, but you don't.
People, they thought in Trinidad, they thought I wrote "Got to Get a Message to You."
Oh, the Bee
They
Gees.
told me, they said, some white boys got your record out. I said, I wish that was true, but it's not. It's yeah, I like that. I like that song. Like I said, I cut songs that I write and I'm crazy about,
Yeah.
are songs that I wish I had written
Mm-hmm.
and I'm crazy about.
Well,
Yeah,
listen, Jerry, I could talk to you for like 5 more hours, and I hope we could get you back on the show next year.
no problem.
But I just want to congratulate you on Sorry You Couldn't Make It. I hope it gets the recognition that it deserves, because this is some heavy shit that you made. You're still a trailblazer. You're at the Ryman Auditorium, which still, Nashville's still having the issues that
Mhm.
it had back in the 60s and 70s when that wall was up there for you. So
Right.
I just want to thank you for your great work, your humor, your brilliant songwriting, the singing, the production, the arrangements. Write a book. Give me that book. I want that Swamp Dogg book.
You know, I've tried writing it about 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't get far. I might get about 30, 35 pages, but because I'll be writing about something, and then all of a sudden it'll hit me. Something else will spring off from that
Yeah.
that needed to have been said before I got to this.
Sure.
And I don't know. I don't know. I wrote a cookbook. I just might just go with that. And
Well,
so I'm serious. So, as a matter of fact, 2 companies used my cookbook as a promotional tool. Uh, Tacoma did. And do you remember that album?
which album?
The Tacoma album,
Mm,
Wine, Women, and Rock and Roll.
it's a great song.
Uh, so, mm, California's drowning, and I live down by the river.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What's the name of the cookbook, Jared?
Uh, One of them is called gas- Gastronomical Concoctions and some shit. And the other one, I forgot. I keep them in the pantry with
All right,
my.
we'll look it up. We'll look it up for the show.
Mhm.
But listen, Jerry, take care of yourself. I wish you good health, because I want 5 or 10 more Swamp Dogg albums. Okay,
You shit. I want more than that.
because your shit is you're in your prime right now. You're in your prime.
Mhm.
I hope that you continue growing, and I wish you nothing but health and success and good fortune for you and your family. And you're welcome here on Tough Cookies anytime, my pal.
Thank you. It's weird thinking about my age. And fuck, but I'll be 79 in July.
Oh man.
How kind of bullshit is that? Mm.
Well, it's just a number. It's just a number. You
Yeah,
when you sing and when you perform, you seem like you're 25.
voice never changed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. But hey, man, thank you.
Listen, keep in touch, my pal. It was a pleasure talking to you, Jerry.
Likewise, man.